Hey everyone, I want to thank you for joining me here at Striker Game Time, and right now I got a gameplay playing right now for y'all to enjoy, but at the same time it's just this particular article that I ran into online that I really think you guys need to see. Now this was just released, I think, what was it, the 31st, so just a couple days ago, and apparently somebody at Acer decided they wanted to create here's the title of the article, okay? Acer's crazy big Predator 21X laptop wields a curved display and two GTX 1080s. What? Okay. Alright, so let's see. So right now, Acer's planning on releasing apparently this is going to be a massive 21-inch screen wielding laptop. It's going to be a big thing, because I mean, let me just run down the specs. Okay, all right, let's see. All right, so this thing is going to have a display, an IPS panel with a 2100R curvature. So it's not that much of a curve, but it's enough where, you know, it would make the chassis of the monitor relatively huge. Okay, even though it's going to be a 21-inch with a 2200R curvature, it's only going to be, the resolution is only going to be about 2560 over 1080. So basically it's still going to be a 1080. Okay, and let's see, it says it's gonna have G-Sync support, integrated Tobii eye tracking technology. I have no idea what Tobii eye tracking is. Must have something to do with how your eyes will be able to see the curve of the image on the thing, so it actually tracks where your eyes are gonna be, so maybe it clears it up a little bit better there. But I'm not sure what that is. I'm gonna look that up. If any of y'all know what it is, please, below the guys, put it down in the comments so I'll know what it is. It's gonna have a 7th. I didn't even know we even did a 7th yet. A 7th generation Intel i7 processor. And it can handle up to 64 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. 64 gigs of DDR RAM in a laptop. Now my question is, in regards to the i7 processor, is it going to be a laptop model or is it going to be a desktop model? Okay, given what they're talking about in regards to power wise, it's probably going to be a desktop one. So this thing's going to be running hot. Okay, it's going to be able to handle two GeForce GTX 1080 GPUs. So two GTX 1080 graphics cards. So you know the chassis of this laptop is going to be huge. It's going to be big as all get out. I mean, cause think about it. Is it normally, now I've never actually seen the GTX 1080 in person, but given the size of the graphics card I got on mine, it's probably about like maybe like that big and about that thick, isn't it? Put down in the comments if I got the dimensions right, but if they're putting two of these in there, this thing's gonna be huge as all get out. Okay, and it's gonna be it'll be able to handle up to 4 terabytes of solid state drive storage. So it would have been big all by itself if it was the standard traditional hard drive, but they're talking about solid state. So does that mean, like, will it be able to house 4 1 terabyte solid states, or will it be able to manage say one solid state 4 terabyte? What does that even mean? But that's what it says here. 4 terabytes of solid state storage. I would probably think it's probably going to be like 4 solid states at a terabyte a piece. That's what I'm thinking. And if that's the case, that's going to just add to the size of this thing. Let's see. Full-size mechanical keyboard with Cherry MX key switches and RGB backlighting. So at least the little thing's going to light up. But that's going to add to the heat problem. Okay, and of course the battery problem, but most likely this thing's probably going to have like maybe an electrical power plant attached to it. I don't know. And Okay, now let's find out how they're gonna pull this off. A number pad that flips over into a touch pad. How are they gonna manage that? I mean, is it gonna be like something that just you'd have to lift up the thing, flip it, and then put it back in your lap? Which by the way, I would not suggest you put this thing anywhere near your lap or anywhere near your genital region. Okay, because then with me, all I'll be hearing is "Yo, nuts roasting on an open fire," because it's as high impact as this thing's gonna be, and given that it's being made by Acer, this thing's gonna explode in your lap, and you'll never have kids.
Forget everything I said.
Ever.
This is nothing you can't handle.
So anyway, let's just move on. And a 4.2 audio system. I have no idea what that entails. I'm not really familiar with audio systems all that much. Let's see. Now they mentioned this in what I was just talking about earlier. They mentioned this in the article here. That's a lot of high-end heat-producing hardware for a laptop, though this isn't a skinny system. Oh, okay. Here's the dimensions of this thing, okay? Here's the dimensions. Here it comes. You ready? It's gonna be 568 width. That's 568 millimeter width. 314.5 millimeter depth, and an 83.25 millimeter height. So it's gonna be big as crap. It's gonna be wide as crap. It's gonna be tall as crap. And it's room enough to accommodate all of those components, plus a 5-fan cooling system with 3 aero blade metal fans. That's not gonna be enough. If y'all gonna have fan, y'all better have a lot. Y'all better have a lot of exhaust ports in this thing, because otherwise it's gonna turn into an oven. It's gonna turn to an oven on your crotch. That's not gonna be good. They would need, for something like this, you would need a liquid cooling system. If not a high-end liquid cooling system, at least a middle or low-end cooling system, liquid cooling system. And fans is not gonna do it. Especially if you're gonna be in like maybe a hot room. Like me, I keep my room cold, so I don't really worry about my computer overheating because my room is always cool. It's always cold. I try to keep it at least under 60 degrees in here. Actually less than that, about under 50. I try to keep my room at least under 50 degrees in here. Because not only that, but I'm actually more comfortable in the cold than I am in the heat. So I don't have to worry about my computer overheating. And not only that, my computer is right next to the air conditioner, so I don't have to worry about that either. It's not like directly next to it where it could cause a problem, but it's close enough where it's still getting a decent amount of air, so it won't overheat on me. Okay, so but if you're living in a pretty moderate room temperature room and you run this thing, it's gonna turn to an oven. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's gonna turn to an oven. Let's see. There's no mention of battery life for this boy. But let's not kid ourselves. You need to park this thing next to a power outlet for any kind of extended use. Yeah. At least the person who wrote this article is being honest about it. Yeah, this dude's being very honest about, yeah, you're gonna have, there's no way you'd be able to play this thing for long periods of time off power. Because odds are, given the type of power that this thing is gonna be kicking, you would need, if you were to have a battery to be able to work this thing for a long period of time without having to charge it, it would have to be equivalent to one of those battery backups that you use to plug your computer in case you get a blackout. That's where it would have to go. Okay, but yeah, let's see. Parts in you wouldn't want to. No, you wouldn't want to. No, you wouldn't want to tote this thing around, because this saying right here, this thing's gonna be about 17 pounds. Okay, I haven't seen roast that heavy. Okay, If anything, this is an obese child. It's an obese newborn. Okay? I mean, I'm a big dude. You can tell just by looking at me right here in the camera right now. I'm a pretty sizable dude. I'm 6'5", about pushing 260. I'm 6'4", pushing 260, okay? When I was born, I weighed about 9.5 pounds, okay? This is basically another me. This is like two of me right here in a laptop. Okay? It requires 2 power supplies. Who is their target in this? Who is their target for a laptop of this size and of this weight? It's not for people who are gonna be. It's not for portable gamers, because ain't no portable gamer gonna be walking around with a 17-pound laptop. That's not happening. Okay. Okay. There's no mention to the cost. Yeah. I wonder why. They're probably afraid to tell anyone how much they're gonna cost. Their afraid folks might try to come out as one and slam. Because most likely, let me see. The Alienwares that I saw online earlier this morning were about what? That I think the lowest one I saw was about $1,000. So with this thing, please believe it's going to be much bigger. It's going to be much higher. I'm thinking that the lowest they'll probably be able to push is maybe about 18 grand. 1,800. Not 18 grand, 1,800. If anyone released a computer at $18,000, man, they should shoot themselves. Okay. Like I said, there's no mention of cost. So Acer says you'll be able to configure one. So I guess that's the maximum of what you can get in it. Okay. You can probably get smaller ones, but that's the maximum you can get. Now they said Acer says you'll be able to configure a Predator 21X starting in January. So most likely they're probably going to release the price probably around November or December. Okay, and the long lead time is probably there to help Acer gauge interest. Not that anyone else is likely to try competing in the 21-inch notebook category. Doubtful. The biggest. No, let me show you something real quick. Okay, let me show you something real quick. Hold on one second. Okay, this right here. This lovely little paperweight that you see before you is an Acer Aspire. Was it 7551? Yeah, 7551. This is a 17-inch laptop. Okay, look at this thing. It's a 17-inch laptop. Now, this was my cousin's. He gave it to me because they don't work anymore, and he was right. It doesn't work. I couldn't even salvage this stupid thing. And this is 17. So this is about as big as a laptop usually gets. They don't usually get no bigger than this. Okay? Now they're about to release a 21-inch laptop, basically. So that, let me see. This is a 17-inch. Hold up. Most likely, the laptop, width and height-wise, is gonna be about this big. Okay? It's gonna be about this big right there. You see that? It's gonna be about that big. Now, this is the box that my desktop came in. Okay? And they're gonna make one that big. Why? Why would you even think that was a market to get into, making a laptop that freaking big? Okay? Now, power-wise, it would probably stand up to a lot of these high-end towers. It wouldn't surprise me. Okay? It'd probably stand up to some of these high-end towers. So, for them to make something this huge and think it's an okay thing, thinking it's okay to use, is baffling. It really is. Ain't nobody gonna want that. If you're gonna have something that big, you might as well get your tower and be done with it. Okay? Because you know how expensive laptops are compared to desktops. And for a laptop to have that kind of power sitting in it, It's gonna be way expensive. I wouldn't be surprised if the price of the thing goes up as high as $3,000. I wouldn't be surprised in the least bit. So, Acer, I don't know whose idea this was in your company, but you need to slap them. Okay, this is way too big. 21-inch curvature, so that means that the monitor itself has to be at least about that thick, give or take, because the chassis of the monitor has to be able to support that 2200R curvature.
It wasn't supposed
Okay,
to end this way.
so this thing is
Tell,
going to be huge.
please, do something.
So I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah, I just thought y'all wanted to see it. I have the article here. It's from, let me see, who posted this? This is from PC Gamer. Okay. Check it out. Let me see. Did it say who wrote it? They don't say who wrote it. What the hell? They don't say who wrote the article. Well, anyway, yeah, it's on PC Gamer. You can go to the site, find out for yourself, get the details of any details I may have missed in the article. But yeah, that is going to be one huge laptop. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be an issue. So anyway, I want to thank you for joining me here on Striker Game Time. Until next time, be cool, God bless, and game on.